Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast. I'm Tom Barbalet. Today, working out a method to get plants to survive with limited water. We're going to be going away sometime in the near future. We're going to be going away for a few days. And I've created this garden which just keeps growing and flourishing, but needs a certain degree of maintenance on a daily basis. As we're going away, the garden will not have this maintenance for a period of time. And I'm setting up experiments now to look at ways that I can maintain the garden without me actually being here for a period of time. I lamented this through Short Funk recordings earlier, but now the time has come, now the destination is there, now it is a matter of fact these plants will have to survive without me here. I'm starting to consider a variety of different ideas. The greenhouse is relatively easy because the humidity can be raised to such a point where water doesn't evaporate anymore, and in that regard, all the plants have to deal with is the water that they kind of contain. It's a bit like an atrium or, some kind of experiment. I remember as a small child cutting plastic bottles in half, using the dome shape to create these self-sustaining plant ecosystems. And really, I'm looking at these kind of experiments associated with what I have currently. I know I'm going to lose a certain number of plants over this process. We do have someone that's coming and looking after the cats, so my hope is that this person might be able to squirt a little bit of water occasionally in a few different directions to maintain some of the plants through this period. But, as many things are, this is an experiment that I'm actually stepping up to. I'm going to be fascinated associated with the best ways to do this thing. And my suspicion is if I come back and have a 30% fatality rate, I'm willing to live with that kind of loss. The ability to go away, do a variety of things, have exciting adventures. Ultimately, when I recorded a podcast associated with concerns of my plants and my garden, I realized this was just stupidity. I've left it in the Short Funk feed, but it's definitely stupidity. So what I will do is chronicle these experiments and give feedback once everything has concluded associated with how this thing worked out, what survived, what didn't survive, and the general resiliency of gardens in circumstances that are beyond your control. I did this kind of experimentation when I was a child. I worked through a variety of different factors and found it actually quite amazing how long these plants would maintain themselves even without water and general interaction. And in that light, I'm relatively confident that it won't be a complete massacre, a complete failure, but I'm trying to do things to mitigate the kinds of stress that will go through this time away. One of the experiments that I'm doing is associated with saturation and putting, what I would call sources, or I don't know what you'd call it, but some means of containing water at the bottom of the plant to give the plant, supersaturation while evaporation, transpiration takes place. I don't know how this thing's going to work out, but I've set up an experiment for now to see how it goes, to see how long certain things kick in on 3 plants. I've got so many plants currently that 3 can be utilized for science quite comfortably. My zucchinis are budding, which is a curious problem. My suspicion is probably that we will have to get the cat person who comes in to water at least the zucchinis. So when I return, we will either have zucchini flowers or actual zucchinis being formed. And in that light, it's a big tick to my general idea of the garden as being something that services vegetables for the entire summer period by using different varieties of pots and seeds and these kind of things to see when you could get plants to mature. It's all a big experiment which I will give some feedback to the Short Funk listening audience, as I know a few folk are gardeners out there. Tom Barbalet in San Jose, signing out.